Hello everyone. This particular set is based on a game theory. Okay? And in the game theory, this particular thing is seeding. Basically, seed is nothing but the rank. Okay? Every rank will be given to the player, and that particular thing is called as seed. So if I say seed 2, that means that this guy is rank 2. Okay? So what he goes on to say, there are 128 players which taken a part in a tournament. It is scheduled in 7 rounds. There is another way, or rounds will be always be 2 to the power n. As there are 128 players, so 128 is nothing but 2 to the power 7. That means it's 7-round match. Yeah, if it has been 64 players, it would be 6-round match, and it is on a knockout basis. As the winner advances to the next round and the loser gets eliminated. That means this is a knockout basis match. There are no draws, no buys in the tournament. The players who takes are seeded 1 to 28, seed 1 being the top seed, and so on and so forth. There is something called upset. What do you mean by upset? Upset is when a lower seeded player beats a higher seeded player. So if I say a match between 2 and a 13, if my winner is 2 and my loser will be 13, in this case this will not be upset. But if I say a match between 54 and 65, and if 65 is a winner, this particular match will be upset. As 54 was above 65 but he lost, that means 65 caused upset to 54. Okay, that is a particular definition of upset. So let's go on to the questions. One more thing, if there are 128 players, if there are 128 players, how many matches will be there? You can see in the first round there will be 64 match, then 32 and 16. If I sum up all of them, this will be nothing but 127. But always remember, if there are 128 players, there will be only one winner. There will be one winner, so there will be 127 losers. So as this is a knockout basis match, each loser will lose out only in one match. So for 127 losers, I will require 127 matches. So in a knockout basis match, if there are n players, my matches will always be n minus 1. Just remember this point. If there are n players, my matches will always be n minus 1. Yeah. So let's go on to the first question. This is a ideal format of, in round 1 there is a round 7, round 4 are the basic round, then quarter-final, semi-final and a final. First match of the first round will happen between 1 and 128. Second match will be 2 and 127. So if I randomly ask who will play 10 with, okay? So always do this first thing. Whenever you get a seeding question, always draw this chart and look, what is the sum here? 1 and 128. The sum will be 129. 2 and 127. Sum will be 129. So the sum of the round 1 should be 129. So that means 10 will play with 119. If I ask who 25 will play with, 25 will play with 94, and so on and so forth. You can get anything. Yeah. It has to be 104. Sorry. So last match will be in between 64 and 65. So if I don't consider upset, that means my left hand side will always be the above right hand side people, this column, because they are lower seeded player. So if I don't consider any upset, my right hand column, everyone should lose out. That means 128 will lose to 1, 127 will lose to 2, and so on and so forth. So from round 1, who will advance to the round 2? The players 1 to 64. So now round 2 first match will be between 1 to 64, 2 to 63. Again the sum of this comes out to be 65. Yeah. Same way in round 3, again this right hand side will lose out. First match will happen between 1 and 32, and so on and so forth. The sum here we get is 33. In round 4 again the sum will be 17. Same quarter final, obviously there are only 4 matches, so even don't need the sum, but still. Okay. So that is the whole thing about. So now let's go to the question. In question number 1, what it says, if seed 75 player enters in the second round, with which seeded player he could play in that round. Please look word here, could. This could indicates nothing but possibilities. Possibilities, that means you now need to consider each and every possibility to solve this question. That means you need to consider every possible upset. Every possible upset you need to consider in this. So what is this? 75 player enters in the second round. So tell me 75 will play with whom in the second round? This is the second round. I don't know, because 75 is actually not going in round 2. The last player which is going in round 2 is nothing but 64. So obviously 75 must caused an upset in round 1. 75 will play with whom in round 1? If I take a look here, 75 will play with, if I take a sum of it, the 75 should play with 54. So 75 would replace 54 in the round 2. So tell me with whom 54 was supposed to play? Because this sum is for standard set, so I cannot get directly 75. I'll first take 54 plays with whom. So sum has to be 65. So for 54, so 54 will play with 11. Now this 75 is beating 54. That means 75 will advance to the round 2 and he will replace 54 here. So I'm just replacing 75 with 54. So 75 will play with 11. So the same thing can happen. 11 can come from round 1. It can also happen that 11 also can be caused upset. So with whom 11 must have played? 11 in round 1 must play with 118. So it could also happen that in round 1 this is an upset. 11 loses out, so winner will be 118, and instead of 11, 118 goes to face 75. So answer for this question would be either 11 or 118. That is option C. Yeah. Question number 2. What it says, if player 2 reached the third round, with which seeded player he could play in that round? Player seeded 2 in the third round. So I need to get 2. You can see here 2 is playing with whom? 2 is playing with 31. So definitely 31 can play with him. But obviously this is many easy option he will not give. Now who will come in the round 3 to play with 32? Either it could be 31 or with whom 31 played in the earlier round. So if you see here, 31 has in round 2 has played with whom, this sum has to be 65. So 31 will play with 34. So this can happen that instead of 31, 34 will go and he will face 2. So instead of 31, there can be 34 as well. Now this is also possible that 31 in round 1 only gets the upset, or even 34 that matter, with whom 31 will play. (31) would play with, this sum has to be 129. So 31 would play with 98 and 34 will play with 95. So this could also happen that 98 caused upset to 31 in round 1 only. So instead of 31, 98 will take his place. So instead of 31, 98 can be also here. And same logic, 95 can beat 34 to replace him. So here 95 can also come. So 2 could face either 31, 34, 98 or 95. So out of which 95 is given in the option. So my answer for this question is 95. third question. In third question, what it says, if seed player 3 enters in the fourth round, which of the following he could not play? Okay, so I need to find he could not play. So 3 in the fourth round, this is the fourth round, so 3 plays with the 14. 3 plays with 14. So what can happen? Either he could play with 14, or in the earlier round, 14 played with whom? In this round 3, sum has to be 33. This 14 will play with 19. So this can happen that 19 beats 14 and he will go and replace 14. So 3 could play with 19. It can also happen in round 2. Round 2, 14 and 19 play with whom? The sum has to be 65. So 14 will play with 51. So this can also happen that 51 will go instead of 14 and 19, 46. So instead of 19, 46 can also go to play on 3. Now it can also happen that this is 14 and this is 15, this is 46 and this is 51. They all get upset in round 1 only. 14 will play with whom in round 1? The sum has to be 129. So 14 will play with 14, 15, 46 and this has to be 51. So 14 will play with 115. So either 115 can also take his place and he can play with 3. Same way for 19. Sorry, this is 19. 110 can also come and he could replace 19. This can be 110 as well. I'm just taking out all possibilities. So for 46, this will be 83. 83 could take his place. And the last one for 51, this has to be 78. This 78 also can come here. So he can play with in round 3, round 4, third player can play with 14, 19, 51, 46, 83, 115, 110 and 78. What he is asking could not play. So you can see here 46 can play with him. So this cannot be answer. Same logic, 51 can play with him. This cannot be the answer. Same 115 is playing with him. So answer for this question is 41. That 41 cannot play with 3 in round 4. Question number 4. What is asking is maximum number of upsets in the tournament. There are how many matches in this tournament? There is no need of table here. There are matches or nothing in this question is. Number of players are 128, just one less than it. So total number of matches in this set are 127. So this can happen that every match results in an upset. Every lower player seed gets something that day and he beats the higher seeded player. So each and every match can result in an upset. That is the maximum possibility. Okay, the maximum number of upsets can be 127. Now, what is saying? The 12th player enters in the sixth round. What are the total number of possibilities with different seeded player he could play? Sixth round means nothing but this is the sixth round, my quarter final. So this 12 is surely going to quarter final. And what I need to find till this is semi final. This 12 is surely going to semi final. Then what I need to find with how many different seeded players he could play. Okay? Now in round 1, there was no earlier round, so obviously there would no person who would have caused upset. So there is only one possibility with whom he will play. Okay? You can take out that possibility. Okay? This will be only one possibility. I am taking one. Now in round 2, 12 will play with whom? Let's say even if I calculate this, round 2 sum has to be 65. So this will be 65. So this will be nothing but 53. In round 2, this can happen that 12 can play with 53, or the person with whom 53 played in the last round and 53 got upset. Who will be that person? 76. So this can happen that 12 could either play with 53 or 76. But I'm not looking at the seeding number. What I'm interested in how many people he will face. So he can face 2 players here. With the same logic, in round 3, he can face 4 people, this 2 and again the back seeding. Again, in round 4, this he can face 8 players. In quarter, he would face double of it, 16. And in semis, he could face 32 players. That is the basic binary logic. So one player is like a tree diagram. In first, it can play only with 1. Then he plays with 2. Then again, this branch opens in 2. So basically, this is 2 by 2. So round 1 to round 6, there are how many gaps you can see? From round 1 to round 1 2, there is 1 gap. So this will get multiplied by 2. This will also get multiplied by 2. So basically, my answer would be nothing but 2 to the power 5. So my answer for this particular question is 2 to the power 5, that is 32. Question number 6. If the player seeded 4 won the tournament, then what is the minimum number of upsets in the tournament? Now, this is an important question. Please, yes. He can ask minimum of 2 things. First, either he could ask minimum of tournament, what are the minimum upsets of the tournament, as in this question he is asking, or he could ask minimum of a player. He could ask minimum of a player. What are the minimum number of upsets to be caused by a player? In both questions are different, both cases are different. Okay? And this particular question is minimum number of upsets in the tournament I need to check out. Yeah. So now as we earlier discussed, in round 1 or in all round, this left hand side player, they are always above the right hand side column player. This left hand side column player, they are always above right hand side column player because they are higher than that. So far, when 4 is in on the left side, he doesn't require to do any upset. As an example, this in round 1, 4 will play with 125. He does not need to require any upset. For the first time when he is going on the right hand side, till quarter final he is holding his position to the left hand side column. But in semi final he is going on the right side. That means he is now facing a player which is more than him, which is far better than, that is rank 1. So he needs to do upset in semi final. Also, you can see the bottommost player in the semi final. All 3 players 1, 2, 3 are the above him, so he needs to do a upset in a final. So there are 2 rounds in which he needs to do upset. So if the question is of tournament, just find a round from where that particular seed needs to do upset and just count it from there. If example if I ask seed 15, seed 15 needs to do from where? So you can see seed 15 is on the left side till round 3. In round 4, 15 is going in right hand side. So for 15, he has to do 1, 2, 3 and 4 upset. If this would have been 15, then this answer would have been 4 upsets. Question number 7. If seed 32 won the tournament, what is the least number of upset that he could have? Please don't get mistaken by the last approach. Many of the students follow last approach. Just they get where 32 needs to do the upset. 32, as you can see in the round 3, so they count round 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And they give 5 as the option, but that is wrong. Answer for this question is 0. None of this. The answer of this question is 0. How? Because in this case, we don't need to find a minimum of the upset of the tournament. What we need to find the minimum number of upset of the player. What is the least number of upset that he could have caused? He means seed 32. So I need to find how many minimum upset did 32 required to do to win the tournament. So for the first time, if you see, 32 requires to do upset in round 3 here. But just imagine a scenario in round 2. See, focus on round 2. In round 2, 32 will play with 35. In this round, he doesn't have to do any upset. So 32 can proceed into round 3 without causing any upset in round 2. Now just imagine that on a particular day, every player got something and he just beaten every player up than it. So in match 1, 64 seeded player defeated 1, so he will go in the round 3. 63 has beaten this, so he will go into the round 3. Each and every other match resulted in an upset. So mind you, 32 hasn't caused any upset. He has won normally. But the rest of the 31 match, each and every match resulted in an upset. So now, who all player will proceed into round 3? So this 64 will proceed into round 3. 63 will proceed into round 3. So out of this, the best guy among this is nothing but 32. All below him is 34, 35. They are all below him. So 32 from round 3, he can safely sail through every round because every player is below him, whether it's 34, 63, and the last bottommost player is 64. So if he plays with anyone, being he is the top seed, he can beat anyone. He has not done any upset. The other, no doubt in this case, you can see the upsets of the tournament will go on a higher side. As in round 2 only you have calculated 31 upset. But in this question I am not bothered about upsets of the tournament. What I am bothered about, upsets of the player. So 32 can proceed to the next round with 0 upset. The answer of this question is none of this 0. So please keep a watch on a wording what he is asking for, the minimum upsets of a player or a tournament. Same question sort of. If seed 97 won the tournament, what are the least number of upset that he could have caused? Again, I need to go. 97, if I see in round 1, 97 player will play with whom? 97, this sum has to be 129. So 97 will play with 32. So obviously he cannot go without upset in the round 2. So he needs to do at least one upset. But as we discussed, the strategy for such question is make as many upsets as possible in that round, because so that all the seeding rank get inversed. So what I'll do, I'll make this guy also win, this guy also win. So each and every right hand column wins. So in round 2, now who all will proceed? I'll just starting bottom. In round 2, 128 is winning against 127, 126. Among all of this, the topper will be nothing but 65, then 66 and so forth. These are the top 64 players who are now proceeding into round 2. Now, how will match be happen? Now 65 will play with 128 in round 2, 66 will play with 127, yeah, so on and so forth. Tell me, what will be the middle match? Who will be the middle? Just simple way. There were how many people in the last round? 64. And how many matches? Just add half of the 64, that is 32. So this comes out to be 96. So this middle match will happen between 96 and 97. So the last match, so first match will be like this, 65 and 128. Second match will be like 66 and 127. So on and so forth. The last match will be between 96 and 97. Now look here, is 97 can win without any upset? No, because he is in the right hand side, because he is in the below half, second half. So 96 again needs to do upset in a round 2. These are round 2 matches. So 96 again has to do, 97 again has to do upset in round 2. Again what we'll do, we'll make again 128 do the upset, 127 do the upset. So for round 3, what will be the situation? The lowest player will be 128, then 127, and the topper among them will be no one but 97. Now 97 can easily sail through the round 3. Yeah. So answer for this question, that 97 needs to do 2 upset, that is in round 1 and round 2. So minimum number of upsets to be done by seed 97 is 2. Answer of this question. Question number 9. What is it now? Now there is a restriction. We just can't go doing upset of each and every player. What is saying now? Each player can cause maximum 1 upset. At most is a maximum upset. In that case, who is the lower seeded player who can win. I want a lowest seeded player. So that is in the very, very last stage. Okay? I want to find such a lowest seeded player. So let's say if I do in round 1 every match upset, because I want lower one, so I'll make them win. So every right hand side column win. So this right hand side column will win. So round 1 has caused upset. So round 1, so in round 2, situation will be like 65, 66, and so on till 128. Now other players, even if they want, they cannot cause an upset because they have already caused one upset, and in question it is clearly mentioned that each one can cause maximum one upset. So now even if it wants, no player can cause upset. So obviously who will win? The best seeded player. So among this, the best seeded player is 65. No matter what everyone does, they cannot beat 65 because they are all below him in rank. So answer for this question is 65. Last question. Same sort of question. If 84 won the tournament, what is the least number of upset? Now in this case, there is no restriction of one upset or so. So you can take as many upsets you want. So 84 needs to do upset in round 1. This is 84. 84 player play with whom? 25. Let me write here. 84 will play with 25. He needs to do upset. So obviously I'll make others to do upset as well. So in round 2 the situation will be 65, 66, and so on and so forth. My bottommost player will be 128. Just see where my 84 lies. Does 84 lies in the second half or it lies in the first half? If it lies in the second half, he needs to do one more upset in round 2. Or if he lies in the first half, he doesn't need to do any upset. So what is the trick I said? The 64 plus 32, this will be nothing but 96. So the last match will happen between 96 and 97. So if you can see, 84 will be somewhere here. So 84 with whomever he plays, he doesn't need to do upset because he's playing a person below him. Okay? And I'll require others to do the offset because others can do the. Apart from 84, each and every player now goes on to the offset. So who will go ahead? All the lower half will go into the round 3, except the person with whom 84 played, because 84 is the winner. So situation will be in round 3, 128 is winner, 127, and the topper amongst them is 84 because he is winning in that, and I made others to lose. So in this case it will be 84. Now 84 can easily go through each and every round because each and every player now is below him. So answer for this question is only 1 because he needs to do upset in only first round. Second round he haven't caused any upset. Round 3 also he haven't caused any upset. So from here on he can go easily without doing any upset. So answer for question number 10 is A. I hope everyone understood how to tackle with the shading set. Yeah. Okay. Thank you everyone.